You know what really chaps my tuchus? Leaving something to marinate all day only to take it out of the oven and it's got the consistency of a snow tire. Not anymore, my friends. Introducing the Meter Plus, the world's first truly wireless leave-in meat thermometer with a water-resistant stainless steel design. I mean, this thing is a thing of beauty. It is designed with internal and external temperature sensors to ensure the perfectly prepared meat for any meal. The charger includes a built-in Bluetooth repeater, allowing range to extend up to 165 feet. That's over half a football field, fellas. The companion app, available for iOS and Android, provides recommendations for meat preparation, tracks finish and resting time, and saves cook history. Don't be stubborn, grill masters. This is a necessity for amateur cooks. Go to meter.com, get yourself a meter. Perfect cook every time. Let's go. Bye.
3, 2, 1. Good morning and welcome to today's edition of the Morning Jog. My name is Matt Cohan and I am joined as always by the sultry Francis Ellis and Robbie Berger. Hello, boys.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We're happy to be here. I don't want to speak.
I'm happy
to
have you.
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. Sure.
Cool.
Guys, as always on the jog, 3 stories of the day, 3 hot guys, and we'll start with one that's really going to hit home for guys named Randy. Dr. Pepper announced this week that there is a nationwide shortage of the drink due to the global health crisis, ironically, and shortages from its vendors. Suppliers of carbon dioxide that gives Dr. Pepper its bubbles fell short on filling orders to their brand partners back in April, and last month a deficit of aluminum cans for beer and soda were also reported. Francis, something tells me the shortage doesn't worry you much.
No. I mean, soda? Really? What are you, homesick from school? It's like, who's drinking Dr. Pepper? Let me ask you something. Have you ever seen someone hot drinking a Dr. Pepper? When was the last time you were like, boy, look at that smoke with that Dr. Pepper? No.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong,
He's
Frank.
not wrong.
You are not
like
wrong.
Soda at this day and age, you know, after your 9th birthday is like you've given up.
Yeah.
You might as well just drink poison. That's how I feel.
Well,
Sorry, Dr. Pepper.
I will defend the soda drinkers to a regard. And look, don't be hard on Dr. Pepper in the sense of with this article. It's like Dr. Pepper has been so consistent. Dr. Pepper, I feel like, was around before even Coca-Cola was around.
1880s, Roberto, from the host.
Yeah, I tell you, that's the 80s, you said?
1880s. It was created by a pharmacist in Waco, Texas.
Yeah. So you know what, God, they have one shipment that went wrong. Let's take it easy on Dr. Pepper. I just don't understand, like, to Francis's point, like, don't get me wrong, every now and then I will have a soda, but, like, some people drink it religiously to where they need it, and it turns into, like, cigarettes for them. Like, they need it. I just don't know how people are cranking Dr. Pepper on, like, a daily basis.
Yeah.
But with that being said, phenomenal soda, but take it easy on Dr. Pepper.
For me, it's a lot like when Francis, remember we were talking about Jordan and the cigar? Like, if I'm having a Dr. Pepper sober, it ruins my day. Like, draw the shades, get into bed. Like, that day.
It sits with you for sure. For sure.
But this is another little fun fact.
It was one of the best on the show. That was great.
That was great. So the early advertisements for the drink made chemical claims stating that it aids digestion, restores vim, vigor, and vitality. That's far from the case here.
There's a lot in it, and you could just feel it when you drink it.
Yeah. Guys, I once auditioned for a commercial to play Dr. Pepper.
Come on.
No joke. And it was like, if I'd gotten it, it would have been like multiple. I would have become the spokesperson.
You would have been like Colonel Sanders of Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, you know who that guy who plays like that Prince character where he's like the sweet taste.
That would have been France.
I was gonna like replace the person. This role was gonna replace that guy.
Jesus Christ.
And it would have been like hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I didn't get it. And from that day forward, I was like, "Fuck Dr. Pepper."
So did you have to audition, or did you like what?
Yeah, I auditioned. Yeah. I used to audition for a lot of commercials.
Dr. Pepper.
It's a part of my life.
It's probably good you didn't get it. You just roasted it for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm certainly not going to get it anytime soon.
Yeah. It really wasn't the part. Maybe Kashi cereal, it might have been different.
Yeah.
Sure.
The face of Dr. Pepper fucking hates Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Some beets. All right, guys, let's move on to some sex content, or lack thereof. Many are speculating that Aaron Rodgers is the sexually illiterate dude. Olivia Munn spoke on Whitney Cummings' podcast this week. Munn said on the podcast, "Swear to God, I regret every time I have fake moaned because these guys out here feeling so fucking confident. I have this one in particular, just the worst at having sex. In fact, he went down on me twice during the years we were together. I'm just wondering why, because I feel like most guys, I can't get out of my vagina, and I'm like, you have to fake it all the time. He said, I just don't have a lot of experience doing it." Ned said that every time her and this dude had sex, it was dark and spooning from behind, so he didn't have to see that it's a girl. She said that she got evidence about something later. Then I put the pieces together, and it all made sense. Robbie, could Rodgers be the spooner sex guy?
I think you're now going to see the Jordan Love era. I think this is really what's going to do it. I think Jordan Love now may get to start a quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, but it only you hear all these stories, and Aaron Rodgers just kind of sounds like a dick. Like in all these stories you hear about him, the locker room apparently doesn't like him that much. And shame on the interviewer, by the way, for not digging a little deeper and asking for who the name was. The interviewer kind of just let it ride. She had absolute gold on her hands. If she says that's Aaron Rodgers, boom.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's going to know where that came from. I mean, she was ready to speak. She didn't. But, yeah, to me, Aaron Rodgers just kind of seems like an asshole from everything you hear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and disagree there, Bob. First of all, the interviewer was Whitney Cummings, phenomenal comedian, and if I kind of admire her not pushing for a name because, you know, in an era of wanting salacious details, at least let's credit her with respecting the privacy of a person that Olivia Munn was so clearly trying to draw a roadmap to. You know, I think for me, this is the problem with celebrity relationships. There should be some kind of agreement of like mutually assured destruction where if it doesn't work out for whatever reason, we are both going to stick to some kind of privacy policy, because I guarantee you that if Aaron Rodgers wanted, he could say some shit about Olivia Munn, except he's not going to because he's too much of a class act.
Right.
Say what you want about Aaron Rodgers. He's a class act, at least in my opinion. So I don't know. I hate this. I dated a girl once who now has a podcast about dating, and I'm not even going to honor her with her name, but I know she's complained about me on the podcast and told stories about me multiple times, never by mentioning my name. But one thing she does is she like follows me on social media, and she'll come up with podcast segments where she insults like my girlfriend or does stuff like that. And then my girlfriend will see it and it'll like hurt her feelings. And I just think it's really small-minded. And I think that people, once they are done with relationships, especially if they're in the public eye, should honor the privacy, even if it ended poorly. Do you know what I mean? To me, it's small. It's like Olivia.
Yeah, that's true. She knew exactly, like you said, she knew that everyone was going to be like this is Aaron Rodgers. But I agree with you too, Robbie. This might be a bad take, but Rodgers kind of reminds me of like a Jay Cutler type, like kind of aloof, can't be bothered.
Yes.
No.
Yes. I think that's a very good analogy. If again, so Francis, this girl's just coming on the podcast and just dogging you week after week.
Yeah, like, she doesn't say my name.
We'll call him Frank.
I've never listened, but like she's alluded to me so many fucking times, and I know this because one of my other friends listens to her podcast. He set us up and he tells me about it. I'm like, dude, don't tell me about it.
Yeah, this show is brought to you by Francis Ellis.
Yeah. Is it a popular podcast or is it?
Hopefully not.
I think it's not as big as ours. I know that. So I think it's like middling. I don't know. I don't know what I would call it. They probably get like, few thousand downloads per episode.
I'd maybe fire your shots back, Frank.
Yeah,
I
fire
won't.
him.
I won't honor
Come on
her.
now.
I won't give her
Get
that
your reps in
time
here
that-
on the jog.
Yeah. Fire back on the jog now.
Yeah, she'll watch this and be like, "What the fuck? All bets are off."
That's phenomenal. It's a
All right,
great how
fellas.
Aaron Rodgers can turn to Francis Ellis talk. That's what it's all about.
Oh, by
I
the
think
way,
everything about me.
the Olivia Munn, Olivia Munn became like my everything. She's always been like my one like celebrity huge crush. She's at the top of the mountain because she had those. I don't know if you guys remember back in like 2012, she was dating like Chris Pine.
Stuff. Yeah, that's
And-
crazy shit.
And Gawker released all of those text messages, and they are like the most dirty. It's like a guy who's like writing them as if
The rape fantasy back.
yeah,
in the day.
it's like
Wait, this
intense,
is coming from her and
Olivia Munn.
Yeah.
It was like a.
Yeah, I got something to do after.
yeah, dude, it's still up on Gawker. Still,
Oh, you'll
Gawker,
find
go
it.
figure.
It's
There's
easy
20
to
minutes of
find.
my day.
I know. Highly entertaining. All right, guys, while we're on the topic of refusing to go down, David Blaine is set to undertake his first major stunt in a decade later this month. The magician will attempt Ascension, a stunt that will see Blaine flying from New Jersey over the Hudson River to New York using helium-filled balloons. The stunt will take place on August 31st and will be live streamed on Blaine's YouTube channel. The magician appeared with Sylvester Stallone, of all people, on an Instagram clip, and Sly said he believes the stunt will be the, quote, most ambitious thing probably ever accomplished by a human being. Francis, do you agree?
All right. I love David Blaine. I love David Blaine because not only is he a brilliant sleight of hand magician who can do all your fantastically well, but do all your run-of-the-mill card tricks and all of that. He also has this insane commitment to stunts, I guess you'd call them, where he really puts his life on the line. He's just one of those crazy people. And if you haven't watched his TED Talk about how he was able to hold his breath underwater for like 10 minutes and his training for that, it's one of the most insane things I've ever seen. Go watch that right now. So, with that said, this is a little bit weird for me because this feels more of like an Evel Knievel type thing. And it's a little circusy. It's a little Las Vegas-y. And I also don't really understand where the danger comes from because depending on how high he's going, isn't he just going to fall into the river at worst case? So it's a cool concept. It reminds me of the movie Up, which was a fun movie.
Great movie.
I'm not that excited about this. Like the idea, the conceit doesn't really capture me.
I think what makes him so amazing too is like the range of things that he does. So he does the magic tricks, which is just fascinating too, and then he actually goes on and does these life-threatening stunts. So I mean, I'm just fascinated by the guy, and you got to think people like this. We mentioned, we just had Steve-O on. It's like it's a different DNA. I mean, And it's not just so much even just being crazy and just being a nut, which like a lot of Steve-O's, he's just flat out crazy. Like same time too, David Blaine he's insanely talented, like insanely. So it's just this mix of just being extremely talented and then just a total nut. And I'll be drawn in. I think a lot of people will be.
Yeah.
I got to wonder, how is he going to propel himself?
I have a lot of questions
across
like that. The
Is there some
logistics
kind
of it all.
Propeller or
And he's just going to be kind of hanging. No?
Yeah. I think it's going to be exactly like the movie Up, which is like, it's so big in scope that it kind of takes all of the underwater thing is more, it's just simple. And it's like, oh, I don't know. It's just more appealing to me because it's like, I don't know. It's not as like Francis said, it's not as Las Vegas-y as this. This is kind of more like a show. I don't know if I'm into
Right.
it.
And now I guess it's already been recorded, so I guess he made it okay, or else we probably would have found out.
Yeah.
No, I think it's live streamed, right?
Is he doing it live? See, that's
I think he's doing it live.
Yeah, on the
That really-
31st.
good for him. That, I mean,
Yeah.
that's next level shit.
Yeah. While we're on the top of Steve-O, Robbie, is he still doing like Ironmans and shit? He was doing doing bike races and all that.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's amazing with him. It's like he's now sober. He's been sober for years. You see all these stunts, and you would think that he has to be on some sort of drugs, which he was to do these stunts.
Yeah.
But now he's sober, and he's still doing this shit.
Yeah.
It's
He's
just
still got that
nuts.
laugh too.
Really
He's-
high tolerance for pain.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like he enjoys it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like he really enjoys it.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
All right, fellas. Thank you for participating. That is your Friday edition of the Jog. We will be back here next week. Peace. We love you.